Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. Yes, my throat is still sore, dear friends. But as I always told you, I love talking about cricket, and that's the reason I'm out here despite my whatever be my situation. I'm out here to speak to you all and share my views on cricket. So, welcome to the Cricket Happening Show, dear friends and subscribers. Well, as far as today's cricket show is concerned, what we are going to look at, let me tell you that first. We are going to look at the first, as you know, England are touring the West Indies, as you know, for a series of one-day series, a very short one-day series, one could say. And yesterday there was the United West Indies Vice Chancellor 11 playing against England, the first tour match, which England definitely won, but definitely there's something to talk about in that particular match, and that's the reason I picked that up. And also, just now, we have seen that the well contested Zimbabwe versus Afghanistan, the one-day series, has come to an end, and it has come to an end in a very swift manner. As Zimbabwe, as you know, the other day, Zimbabwe went on to roll out the Afghanistan's very cheaply, and then they found that they had leveled the series. But today, Afghanistan, in a wonderful way, actually took the series, a well contested series, I would say. After a long time, we have never seen a Zimbabwe Afghanistan one day series getting so interesting because Zimbabwe put their best foot forward in this one day series, and Afghanistan actually won the match against Zimbabwe in a very strong way, as I would say, because what they did is they won the match by 106 runs, and the Zimbabweans were bowled out for just 54 after being given a revised target of 161 to chase in 22 overs after Afghanistan made 253 for 9 in 50 overs. So finally it went to the Duckworth Lewis, but nevertheless this was not something that one would have expected from Zimbabwe. Bowled out for 54, and Afghanistan taking the one-day series 3-2. So congratulations to Afghanistan. And also we have a look at some very slight cricket news. But first, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to start off with that first tour match. As I said, England are in the West Indies, and there was one match which was played when England actually opened their tour of the West Indies, a very short tour of the West Indies, as they are going to play only a one-day series, as we all know. What they did is England were the ones who actually batted first, and they racked up a very huge score of 379 for 8 of their 50 overs. Now, if you look at the bowling attack from the Vice Chancellor 11, that is United West Indies Vice Chancellor 11, there is no names that one could even probably know about. So those names which are there are hardly known. So considering that, it was only fitting that England actually scored 379 runs for 8 wickets, and finally they won by 117 runs. So the bowlers are not to be known. I mean, they are hardly known. And let's look at the England innings. Well, Jason Roy at the top of the order contributed 79 of 43 deliveries, 12 fours and 3 sixes. Billings made 14 of 16 deliveries with 3 fours. Joe Root contributed 71 of 76 deliveries, 5 fours and 2 sixes. Morgan clattering 95 of 84, 6 fours and 6 sixes. Ben Stokes made 61 of 53, 1 4, 5 sixes. Butler won. Dawson 30 of 19, 2 fours, 2 sixes, and 379. So I'm not going to speak of the bowlers because most of the bowlers are absolutely unknown. They are all domestic bowlers, and it was only fitting that England started off in a very big way. Now, as far as the United West Indies Vice Chancellor's 11 was concerned, now as far as the bowling was concerned, As I said, there was not much known bowlers, but as far as the batting was concerned, there were a lot of players who are, I mean, not a lot, but definitely a few of them are someone who one has really seen. So let's look at Chadwick Walton was the hero, and he really played a very good knock because he's the opener, the Chadwick Walton. He also keeps wickets, as you know, and Chadwick Walton made a very, very aggressive 121 of 109 balls with 12 fours and 7 sixes. That's probably tickling the West Indian selectors there because he really played in an aggressive manner. And if you look at the bowling attack that Chadwick Walton encountered, he had Jake Ball, Stephen Fenn, Liam Plunkett, Ben Stokes, Rashid. So definitely a quality bowling from England there. He actually hit 3 successive sixes of the spin of Liam Dawson, and he also hit one severe six, I would say. He just slapped Liam Plunkett over his head for a six, and that was hit with tremendous force. And Chadwick Walton making 121. So that is the good thing that the West Indies Vice Chancellor's 11 is taking from this match. Because a good, decent attack from the England, and I thought Chadwick Walton did a pretty good job. Django was out for naught, Alain for naught. Now let's talk about Hetmyer. Now Hetmyer, as you would know, he was the former under-19 World Cup captain for the West Indies, who led his team to victory. And what he did was, the reason that I'm speaking about Hetmyer, he's a real talent, no doubt about it, because he went after Ben Stokes in a big way, and he took 23 runs of Ben Stokes over, and Ben Stokes was really very costly, as Hetmyer first beautifully flicked him over square leg for a six, then he creamed him through the offside for 2 boundaries, and then once again went over the boundary as he lofted Stokes into the fence, over the fence for a six, and he took 23 runs of a Ben Stokes over out of the score of 40 that he made of 32 deliveries with 4 fours and 2 sixes. So it looks to be a good talent, as Hetmyer. And then Burton made 25, 39, 2 fours. Chandrapal, I'm sure it's not Shivnarayan Chandrapal, it's probably Chandrapal's son, T. Chandrapal, 13 of 14, 1 4, 1 6, Penny Feather 1, Peary Duck, Harding not out 18, McCoy 14, and Levy 15. 262, I thought definitely one has to credit the Chancellor's 11 for putting up a good show. Even though they lost by 117 runs, they'll be happy with this effort, especially I think Chadwick Walton is the one who led from the front with a very good innings, and he was named player of the match, and rightly so. The bowling, Jake Ball 4 overs 29 was costly, Finn 2 for 22 of 4, 6 overs 49 for Plunkett with 1, Ben Stokes very costly, taken to the cleaners, 1.4 overs, most of the runs hit by Hetmyer, who went actually put him for 23 runs in a single over. Ben Stokes, Adil Rashid 10 overs 1 for 55, Liam Dawson 10 overs 1 for 52, Joe Root 4 overs 1 for 22. So that is as far as that particular match is concerned. Now let's go to the match between Afghanistan and Zimbabwe. As I said, it's an exciting series. It was played in Zimbabwe, and Zimbabwe definitely gave in the first 4 one-day internationals, we can say that Zimbabwe definitely for the first time we have seen a an Afghanistan-Zimbabwe ODI series getting really very close with the 2-2. They were locked at 2-2, and this final match was very important for both the teams. It was played at the Harare Sports Club, and it was Afghanistan who actually batted first. Well, they had the full quota of 50 overs to play, and they raised 253 for 9 of their 50 overs. Let's have a look at the scorecard here. Mohammad Shahzad, the opener, 20 of 20 deliveries, 3 fours. Noor Ali Zadran, 46 of 49, 7 fours and 1 6. Gulbuddin Naib was out cheaply for 6 of 8 balls with 1 4. Rahmat Shah was the man of the match with a neat little innings, who actually held the innings together, 50 of 79, 1 4. Asghar Stanikzai was out for 18 of 34, 1-4. Samila Shenwari 18 of 39, 1-4. Nabi making 48 of 40, 4-4s, 1-6. Najbullah Zadran 3. Rashid Khan 18 of 17 with 1-4. Zadran was not, Davlat Zadran was not out, 14 of 6, 2-4s and 1-6. Hamza not out. 253 for 9 was what the Afghanistanis put on the board. Chatara was absolutely slapped to the tune of 71 runs off his 9 overs. Nagarava 7 overs, 2 for 37. Pofu 9 overs, 3 for 46, did his job perfectly. Creamer 10 overs, 1 for 40, had his also did a good job. Sean Williams 10 overs, 1 for 34 was the pick of the bowlers. Solomon Meyer 5 overs for 22. Now Zimbabwe were given a target because of the rain coming and interrupting play. Zimbabwe got, by the Duckworth-Lewis method, they were given a revised target of 161 to make in 22 overs. And let's have a look at what happened. The Zimbabwean innings totally catapulted, I would say, because there was nothing. I mean, one has to say that the Zimbabweans were really put under a lot of pressure by some very disciplined bowling coming in from the Afghanistan bowlers. Amir Hamza, 4 overs no made and 3 for 20, well supported by Mohammad Nabi's off spin. 3.5 overs no made and 14 runs and 3 wickets. Davlat Zadran 2 overs 1 made and 1 for 2. Gulbuddin Naib 2 overs 1 for 8. And the leggy Rashid Khan bowling 2 overs for 8 runs and 2 wickets. So it was a very disciplined bowling effort in the sense Zimbabwean batsmen playing some silly strokes really made it look very easy for the Afghanistanis. And Zimbabwe, their target was 161 runs. And let's look at the card, which does not make any happy reading. There were only 2 people who actually went on to double figures. The highest score was the Zimbabwean captain Creamer, not out on 14 of as many balls, and Bowl making 11 of 13. Other than that, it represented a telephone number. Peter Moore out for 3, Solomon Meyer for 2, Musakanda 7, Irvine 4, Williams Duck, Malcolm Waller 6, Duck to Chatara, 3 to Pofu, and Agarwal 0. And Rahmat Shah was named man of the match. So congratulations to Afghanistan. As I said, this is the first time we have seen an Afghanistan-Zimbabwe ODI series really getting very exciting. And what an end to Zimbabwe after doing very well. And I'm sure they would have disappointed hordes of Zimbabwean fans at the stadium at the Harare Sports Club. And after looking at how the ODI series has panned out, it was 2-2. And they would have, the Zimbabwean fans would have definitely expected something of a real very good chase when they were given the 161 run chase in 22 overs by the revised Duckworth-Lewis method because of rain. They would have probably expected the Zimbabweans to really make a good fist of it, and Zimbabweans batsmen totally disappointing their home fans here in this particular match and losing the series 3-2. So congratulations to Afghanistan. So that is, but Zimbabwe would be still, I would say they can still be happy. As I said, never has an ODI series between Afghanistan and Zimbabwe gone very close as what we saw here in the history, and this was something very special. Well, so let's just before winding up this cricket show, I'm going to have a look at some cricket news pretty quickly here. I can give you some update. The match in the Pakistan Super League, which is going on between Karachi and Islamabad. Karachi has actually won the toss. The rain has interrupted play there, and Karachi, and it's going to be a 15 overs a side game. The 20 over game T20 is going to be reduced to 15 overs a side between Karachi and Islamabad. So that is one news that I can share. Other than that, we have the 4th one-day international which is coming up, which is a very important one-day international which is coming up for New Zealand to keep themselves in the race. If at all, the situation is 2-1, so New Zealand definitely have to win it because it's a must-win game for them at Seddon Park in Hamilton in the 4th one-day international. And if they don't book the ticket by winning it in the 4th one-day international, it would be curtains for them in this ODI series. Now, the problem happens to be that Tom Latham, the opener, has been in some absolutely horror form, and it seems Martin Guptill will come to the side, and Hugh Kroenke will be taking the gloves. And also the coach, the South African coach Domingo, has been very impressed by the all-round efforts of two good players who are the upcoming South African talent players coming up, and probably one would be seeing them in the Champions Trophy as well. Dwayne Pretorius and Andrew Felicavallo, who are really an exciting package, both the players who are really did well. Well, dear fans, friends, subscribers, I don't have much to really dwell on right now. It's about time for me to put a lid on this cricket show for today by just telling you that it's time to sign off on this cricket show. Thanks, and we'll be seeing you tomorrow. Until then, it's goodbye.